We got the September 2024 Visa Bulletin. Whether you're waiting for your priority date to become current or you're just curious to see about the latest changes and how these might affect your case or a family member's case, you are in the right place. Join me. We're going to go ahead and talk about these changes. And also, as an added bonus, I'm going to talk about some ways you may be able to speed up your visa process. Welcome back to Pace for Your Case. I'm Immigration Attorney Pace Rawlins, covering difficult immigration issues, trying to simplify them in a way. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, invite your friends, and let's go ahead and get started. Many years ago, before becoming an immigration attorney, I studied to be a teacher and taught American history course and taught some college courses as well. So I like to tell my clients that even though I'm an attorney, I have a heart of a teacher. So if you have any questions, feel free to, you can't raise your hand here, but you can do equivalent of that by sending me a comment or message or scheduling a consultation with me. And remember that what we're going to cover here is not legal advice. And I always recommend you seek a consultation with an immigration attorney so they can review your particular situation and advise you properly. Just a really brief review and rundown of the family sponsor preference categories. We went through this in detail in the August Visa Bulletin video you can find here on my channel. But remember, F1, that is going to be your unmarried sons and daughters of U.S. citizens, typically adults over the age of 21. Then you have the F2A and F2B categories. The F2A is going to be your spouses of permanent residents, and then your children, unmarried children of permanent residents. And then we have the F3 category, that is your married adult children of U.S. citizens. And then the F4 category is going to be your sibling petitions. Again, remember that if you are an immediate relative, that means you are a spouse of a U.S. citizen, or you are a parent of a U.S. citizen child over the age of 21, or you are a minor child under the age of 21 of a U.S. citizen parent, you do not fall into the Visa Bulletin because a visa is immediately available. There's not a statutory cap on the amount of visas available. So the big news for September 2024 and the Visa Bulletin is, if you compare the August 2024 Visa Bulletin with September 2024 Visa Bulletin, what do you notice? I give you a second to look. There's a lot of dates on there, but you'll notice that no change. August from September in every preference category, in every area of chargeability and country, same dates. So what does this mean for those who are waiting for either their priority date or their visa to become available, or waiting for a file date to be able to start their applications? Well, first of all, the good news, it means that there's no retrogression. It means that your dates didn't go backwards, but your dates froze from August to September. So, we have to be a little bit more patient. I hear this question all the time. Attorney, how can I speed up my process? How can I get my visa quicker? I'm going to talk about one of many things that can happen to help you speed up your visa process. The term cross-chargeability refers to a rather unknown immigration law that allows for certain beneficiaries on I-130 petitions to use the birth country of their dependent spouses and use the priority and file dates of those categories to be able to get to a visa quicker. The best way for me to explain this is to give you an example. Let's say that hypothetically, Maria, who is a U.S. citizen, wants to file a sibling petition for her single brother, Carlos, from the Philippines. The petition that Maria filed for her sibling Carlos has a priority date of January 1st, 2007. You can see in the final action dates or priority dates for a visa to become available that Philippines and F4 in September is February 1st, 2004, meaning that there's still 3 years or more, probably more, until a visa will become available. But let's say that Carlos falls in love with a girl from Japan and they get married. Well, now Carlos's wife from Japan would be considered a after acquired spouse. That's a immigration term. And then also a derivative of that petition, meaning that once a visa is available for Carlos, he can reach his hand over and he can bring his spouse with him to the United States. So how does this help Carlos speed up his visa process? Well, you can cross-charge now his wife from Japan and use the all chargeable areas except those listed in that first area, chargeability. And you'll see there under the F4, it's August 1st, 2007 in the final action date. And the dates for filing for the F4, it's March 1st, 2008, meaning both the file date and the final action priority date is current, meaning there is a visa available for Carlos on a sibling petition if he uses his wife's cross-chargeable date. So marriage to a spouse from another country in many instances can help speed up the process, the visa process, through cross-chargeability. But a warning here, as always, before you get married, if you are a beneficiary on a visa petition, before you get married, always, I repeat, always get a consultation, because marriage can affect you. And I just used one example, and that example could be different next month, month to month. And also remember that this example of marriage does not work for the F2A and F2B categories, because marriage kills, terminates that petition. Always seek a consultation from an immigration attorney. Thank you for joining me on this September 2024 Visa Bulletin update. Included a little bit of information on cross-chargeability. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I welcome you to do it. Share it with your friends. Up here above in the corner in the sky, I have a phone number that you can use to call or text to schedule a consultation, either in office or by phone or by video conference. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next month.